Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. We are fear again, which is the sixth, seventh day we've had fear. Because what's happened is that the crowd are trying to buy the dip, and if they try and buy, someone has to take the other side of that trade. And we're talking like millions and millions of retail traders. So if they're going bullish, someone has to counter that bias. Okay, so that's why we're going a little bit risk off. We've got technical scores under pressure, and we're probably going to flip tomorrow, so they're going to be net long tomorrow. So this is why I want to show you this. So if we go risk off, it'll be probably because of this, okay? And what will happen is that we'll probably spend a couple of days with them being net long, and then they're like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. I have to sell. And then once they've changed and their mentality has flipped, their sentiment has adjusted, then we'll start rallying again. They can't be buying, they have to sell, all right, because of the fact that someone has to take the other side of that trade. So what I'll do, this video is going to be slightly different to normal. So I want to talk about what I do every day for the bulletin and how to prep for it, and also what's actually entailed in the QDB service. So you might not be aware of what we do, and if you're subscribing, you might be finding it quite hard to keep track of what we're looking at and what we're doing. So every day what I'll do is I'll just come down to the particular day, so we're Thursday. I'll then copy this column over to the old, and then I'll populate these cells, and that's come from the SSI snapshots, which is that. Okay, so that's that data, and then I'll populate that, and we can see how they stand on instruments. So a red would be a sell, and a green would be a buy. But we'd want to be a little bit careful with dollar Swiss because they're still net long, but they've really reduced their positions. Okay, so then that feeds into the indices, and then that gives us that metric, and we'll use a weekly average on those indices. So it's very powerful. It's slightly laggy in a way that we're looking at our weekly average, but because it's slow, it's powerful. Okay, so I'll do that every day. And then I'll come into Daily Bulletin, publish it with a little bit of a comment, and 9 days of fear phase. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and before that was caution. Okay, so at that point there was 11 bears and 10 bears, 9, 8, 6, 4, 2. 1, and now 0. So tomorrow is probably going to be +1. If so, they're going to be net long. So we've got to be really careful. We're probably going to puke on risk appetite. So that's what I do every day. And then I'll just throughout the day I'll just like put some comments and trade ideas in here, and recaps, videos, things like that. And if a bit of an informal chat can go in here. And so that's that bit done. That's the daily bulletin. And so what's comprised of QDB is that we've really got two aspects to it. We've got the spreadsheet, which has got the daily bubbles, and it's got the volume delta. Delta is just another way of saying change, difference. We look at the difference over time, okay? And then this feeds, these signals, they feed into Telegram, okay? So that comes into here. That's a good video, so do check that out. That's quite good. And so those signals from that spreadsheet, they'll come into here, and then it'll come into MetaTrader 5, and then you guys can copy. So then that takes us to the robot aspect, and that's in Discord. Okay, so if you come to Discord, and then we're going to come to the QDB testing. Now this is for everyone. You said that anyone can access this. I think we've got 800 people in Discord, so you're more than welcome to keep track of what's going on. All transparent. It's all like above board. It's, if it's a win, it's a win. If it's a loss, it's a loss. And it's also worth noting now, we don't necessarily need an amazing hit rate if we've got a good R, right? If we've got a good risk to reward. So currently we're going for a 5R. So it means that we can have 4 negative trades, but a 1-5R would mean that we'll make profit. So we can have like these small little losses, and that's fine. Okay, so that's like the logic. That's the idea. It's a good payoff. It's a good trade. It's a good trade-off. if we do a 5R, and that's just what we're currently doing. So we've got the QDB sheet EA, and we've got this thing called the POC, the point of control EA, and we made 13R last week. So we had 19 losses, which, oh god, that's terrible, but we had 6 wins at 5R, right? Now look at the wins. It's £113 for that one, dollars. £87 for that one. Okay, so we had a little £21 loss there. £8 loss, £8 loss, £8 loss, £12 loss, 18, 8, 14. And so you think, oh, this is no good. I keep getting losses. But if we strive for a good risk reward, we'll eventually get a 5R. It's £127, 109. And so that was the floating profit, 254. Closed, oh, sorry, that was the closed, 254. And that was the floating. All right. So this is the POC trader. Now, what it does, let me go and get my IDP. I made a video here, and what it does, essentially, we trade the volume nodes, okay? And we have a very, very fast EMA, the 5 EMA, and we counter that. If the 5 EMA is pointing down, we'll reverse it, because it's so flippant and so like capricious in its movement. It's very volatile and it can flip. We'll trade that, and so our entry point is the midpoint, the point between the so here, that blue line is the halfway point between that POC and that POC. Okay, so this is our entry point. If the MA is up, we're likely going to come back and mean revert to the MA, and that's the key, and that's why it's so successful. So that's just like a recap of what we're doing. The QDB sheet EA was absolutely ridiculous in profit. We made like crazy bucks. Custom period maybe last month. Lots of trades. You know, that's pretty good, and that's just on the sentiment and technicals as well. We use a triple EMA filter. So what you could do, we come to the H4, and when a trade appears in Telegram, for example, let's say hypothetically Euro USD came about. Right, so when you're looking at Telegram and a signal comes through, not necessarily that one because that's something I'm testing. Let's say something comes out and it says Euro USD sell. What the bot will do, it will undertake a technical check. It will check where price is against its triple EMAs. Okay, so it's quite cool. So we need to insert indicators. So this is what you could do at home. We're using the 8. And we won't do black because it's a black background. We'll just do whites. That's fine. Using the 8. So with prices below, insert indicators. Moving average. Where are we? There you go. 21. We maybe make it thicker. Yep, below those, and insert indicator trend. And then we're going to do 50, and we'll make that thicker. Right. So then that would therefore qualify for a sell because price is below all 3. They're all in alignment. The fast is below the slow. And lastly, is one thing we will check on the technicals is the RSI. But the RSI isn't on the H4, it's on the H1. Okay, so USD, top window, and then we'll just simply check whether or not we are overdone on the RSI, and it checks. I think it's 20. Yeah, I think that's the right volume, right levels, and we're not oversold or overbought. So then it will therefore qualify. Okay, but obviously, we'd want the sentiment to materialize, and then we'd get the technical criteria. So basically, we've got the spreadsheet, which you've got access to at premium tier, and then you've got the bots that are available for basic tier. And if you just wanted a light tier, you do unlock Discord. You unlock a lot of Discord, but just not that, and you don't get access to that as well. You've got access to the informal chat, but you don't have access to this one because that's where we're putting trade ideas in here. So if you want to upgrade from light tier, which is $5, to $20, that's the basic tier, and you unlock all of Discord, including the robots. And I'm working on a hedge manager, EA, now, that will then sort of manage your trades for you, which is really awesome. So just a recap about what we do and what I'll do every morning, do the daily bulletin, and just to be careful because we're probably going to flip on risk appetite. And if we do flip tomorrow and they're net long, don't go like YOLO bearish because they can still sell. The crowd can still short tomorrow in a panic. And if they do, then we'll rally on risk. So just a recap there, what I do every day. And if you've got any questions, let me know. If you want access to the POC EA, the point of control, it's in here. And there's also a NetTrader 4 version as well, which is pretty awesome. And also there's some trading view indicators in there, which are really awesome and powerful. Okay, so that's today's video. I wish you a good day. Remember to trade safely because we're probably going to flip to being quite risk off tomorrow. Okay, and we've got the jobless data today as well. Morning guys, so I'm not sure if you are aware, but we have a ability for you to join for free at QDB, and you can unlock Discord in its entirety and all those channels and the bank forecasts and our community, trade setups, the robots, and you can also have me as well for support if you need, and also the spreadsheet as well. And the spreadsheet is enormous and it's really, really powerful. And it's even got a thing where it's got predictive sentiment in the spreadsheet now. So it can predict the future, pending that the crowd hold, of course. They may not hold. If they flip-flop, it's not ideal. But if they hold, then we can predict what they're going to do, which is really cool because we have a thing called the future bubbles. So if you were interested in unlocking all of that stuff, you create an account at IC Markets, and what you'll need to do is just simply click the link. It's campaign for 55485, and you'll come here, and it'll store a little cookie on your computer to say that you've used that URL, and then you just simply say, you fill in the information, and you say, I'd like to join. Hi, I would like to join campaign, if I can spell it, 55485, and can you merge my live account with this campaign ID, if I can spell it. And then that's it. Then you'll fill in the information. Obviously it did ask for the name, but that's obvious, you will fill that in, and then you'll speak to the AI bot, and then you'll type that in, and then that will get the ball rolling. And so let me know once you've done this, once you've funded your account, and then I'll send you the sheet and give you Discord unlock. But I will need to see activity on that account. You can't just have live funds in there and not use it. Okay, so just a quick plug there for IC Markets, and it is without a doubt the best broker I've ever used, and you can see that is absolutely insane as well. 200,000 happy active clients, and the support is fantastic. I've never had any issues whatsoever with their support. The sign up is easy, and the withdrawals are easy as well because it has PayPal and various schemes as well, credit card, debit card, Skrill, Apple Pay, and that's it. So it's an option, and all you're going to just simply do is just tell them that you want to join the campaign ID 55485, and whether or not you can merge my live account or your live account with this campaign ID, and then they'll say, yep, I'll put you through to a human, and then you may have to repeat that, and then they'll say, oh, can you email this address, and then you'll email that address, and then they'll have a record of your account officially wanting to merge with this campaign 55485. Okay, just a quick one there if you were interested in unlocking all the stuff that we provide for free. Okay.